count down nicely. He always goes 5, 3, 1.
Bottom line is, he was rich and he was young. And he was a ruler, he was an influential person in the society.
Welcome to Energ-Aid, a program for young people just like you and I.
As growing up as a refugee and being able to go to school and being a doctor, you know, it was...
Wow.
Yes, possibly. How do you learn more about him if you don't doubt?
You don't doubt. Wow.
By the way, you can't even trust God if you don't doubt. Do you know that?
Welcome to Energ-Aid, a program for young people just like you and I. I am your host, Adela. Last week, we had Dr. Jiji on set, and we were talking about health, just general health. We talked about how food is our medicine. And today, I have him here again, and today we're going to look at puberty and all the changes that come along with it. Welcome back, Dr. Jiji.
Thank you, Adela. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great.
Now, during puberty, there are a lot of things that happen, a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And during puberty, basically, it's a stage where a person becomes physically able to reproduce. And because of this, there are a lot of different changes that go on. So we develop pimples, there are body odor issues, as well as hormonal imbalances. And that's what we want to look at in particular today, those particular 3 things. So pimples, in your book, The Balm Juice Therapy, you have given a lot of remedies for a lot of things. And what remedies do you have for pimples, or what can you say about pimples, first of all?
Yeah, basically, you find that pimples come as a result of the body detoxifying.
Okay.
Okay? Now, there's a...
Detoxifying?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a system in the body that when you eat food, okay, it has to... The digestion starts from the mouth, okay? Then it goes through the esophagus, into the stomach, okay? There's digestion that takes place. Now, the digestion I'm talking about is just breaking down the food. When it breaks it down, it goes into the intestines, okay? In the intestines there, it's further broken down, okay? Then there, the body has got a system of sapping nutrients from the food, okay? Then it takes it to the blood, into the system, okay? Then there's those things that remain when the nutrients are taken out are what go into what we call the large intestines, which is the colony, okay? Now the colony is the one which goes to the anal part there, down. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, the issue there is that the residues from where the food, the nutrients have been gotten, are supposed to be something that goes into the mouth, then they come out. You're not supposed to keep them in the stomach. That is why you're supposed to defecate or go to the toilet every day.
Every day.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, every day, how many meals do you have? If you have 3 meals in a day, you're supposed to go to the toilet 3 times. Okay? So if you go once or you don't go at all, it's because you have either indigestion or you've got a problem in your colony. Okay? Now, what that means is that the colony will start integrating that fecal matter into the system. You see what I mean? Then that fecal matter, when it's reintegrated into the system, the blood which will be made will be weak, and you cannot use the blood that is weak. That's your immune system goes low. Now, the other way is that the body helps itself to release itself from toxins. So what does it do? It takes that fecal matter, changes it, and takes it into the system, and the system has to naturally remove it out.
Of course.
So how does it remove it? Because it can't remove it from going to the toilet frequently or wee-weeing. What does it do? It uses the skin, okay? Because the body has got 3 outlets.
Yes.
Okay? There's one inlet, which is the mouth, okay? And sometimes it is the outlet, okay? Because we puke, isn't it? Then the other outlet is the anal part, eh? Then the other outlet is the skin, because the skin has got breathing molecules, like these membranes, isn't it?
The pores.
The pores, yes. So you find that it's able to breathe in and breathe. That's why whatever you put on your skin really matters.
Okay.
Okay? That's why these lotions that you discover as you grow, as you become adolescent or you're adolescent, isn't it? So it really matters what you put on the skin, because the skin will absorb whatever you put on it. Even those lipsticks that they put. Didn't you discover that every time you put lipstick, it goes in after some time? Again, you have to put.
Yeah.
It's because that there are membranes here that suck them. Okay? So what you put in the body, those, like the lipstick, when you put it on the body, those are the cysts that you're seeing, ovarian cysts, fibroids. They come as a result of lotions as well as lipstick. Now I'm talking about pimples, right?
Yes.
So the body has to release. So what does it do? It goes into the skin and puts. Now the softest membranes on the body is the facial one. So from the colon, the body will release the toxins through the face. And somebody has got acne and has got pimples. Now, the challenge is knowledge. Okay? So many people, when they have pimples, what do? They go and buy a lotion or a cream and start applying. You see what I mean? Now, that's not the cause of pimples. The face is just releasing. Don't bother the face. What you're supposed to clean is the colon. So there's what we call a colon cleanse, which I've highlighted in that book.
Yes, you have.
And so the colon cleanse, once you clean your colon, you will notice that your face naturally will become clear and your pimples will be gone. So basically, that is the science behind that.
That's it. Just that simple.
Just that.
Wow.
Don't complicate and buy this and that expensive, spending more money than anything instead of investing that money. So just do that, then you're good to go.
And does it work as well for other skin issues besides pimples and acne?
Exactly, because if you look at what we use when you do a colon cleanse, it means that anything that is on your skin will be dealt with. Okay, because there will be no more. The body won't be releasing anything through the skin. It will go back, because the colon cleanse, once you do what we call irrigation of a colony. When you do irrigation of a colon, it means it will be clean and it will go back to functioning normal. So when you eat 4 or 5 hours later, you're supposed to fill the belly and you go to the toilet. Okay, so you have your digestion system working properly, then meaning that your skin will be taken care of, and that is how you treat your skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you mentioned that also what we put on our body matters.
Yeah.
What are some of the suggestions that what would you recommend that we be putting on our bodies?
I'm writing another book called Changing Your Pot. Now, in this book, I'm going to do remedies, and I'm going to do food formulas, and I'm going to do recipes. But also on the recipe part, I've got a recipe for hair. Okay? And I've got a recipe for hair loss and everything else, and I've got a recipe for the skin. Now, these recipes are purely food combinations. Say, for example, you've seen that avocado, when you pick it, avocado and, say, for example, cucumber, you mix the two, then put it on the face, okay? It will give you it's a tonic. It will give you a very nice, fresh face, okay? But why is it that you've seen that commercial companies are working to build, they'll call it aloe vera gel or something, or is it the avocado oil cream, you know what I mean? It's because they're getting the properties from a plant and just but they're chemicalizing that and giving it to you. So you are buying an avocado cream. Why can't you use an actual avocado? Okay, if you're buying a cucumber cream, why can't you use an actual cucumber? You see what I mean? So all these are things that they get them and commercialize them. Then you want to buy the end product when you can actually use the
raw
original
product.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also mentioned earlier that pimples, they eradicate themselves naturally. And you also talked, your basic principles that food is your medicine. What are some of the foods that we can begin taking, or maybe fruits or whatever it is that we can begin taking in to help with our skin issues?
Exactly. Now, the issue about skin has to be related to fiber.
Okay.
Okay, the longer the food stays in the stomach in movements, because you see, there are two types of food. There's original food, the actual food, which is fresh food. Okay, then there's the polished and synthetic food.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So, for example, I would rather eat muesli than cornflakes. You get what I mean? So, the higher the polished food, the worse. Because you don't benefit anything. So the issue is that you are supposed to eat food that is whole. Okay, if it's wheat, it has to be whole. If it is soya bean, it has to be whole. If it's a vegetable, it has to be whole. So you don't need to eat things that are synthetic, like jiggies, like this
Lays and
crisp chips, and you know, cornflakes, and all these things that are polished, white meal, or whatever. You're supposed to eat if it's mgaiwa, okay? There's mgaiwa in Malawi,
yes,
isn't
there's
it?
mgaiwa.
So you do mgaiwa, you know, you do proper things that are able to give you value, okay? So when the stomach is taking time, when the fiber is taking, you know, the fiber is taking longer to be digested, the more you sustain a good system, and the more the body benefits from the food you eat and to create your skin. So it is important to stay away from sweets, to stay away from these polished foods, to stay away from those things that are synthetic. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so there we go. That's all about pimples. All you need to do is change your diet and make sure that you're eating more raw or whole foods. We'll be right back after the song.
Just my brother, my sister, don't give up on faith. Trust you me. Home is not far from here. The long distance we've already covered tells me so. It's only a man, just a man. Before we reach home, soon we'll be gone to our Father's place. We will say goodbye, to the troubles and days. We will smile again when we finally reach our home. The temptations I get turn so adverse. Sometimes I want to give up. Don't wanna drink from this cup. But when I remember all the promises God gave me, I know His words are real, and I don't want to be behind. It's only a man, just a man. Home, soon we'll be gone to our Father's place. Oh, we will say goodbye, to the troubles and days. We will smile again when we finally reach our It's only a man, just a man. Reach home, soon we'll be gone to our Father's place. When we finally reach our home, that's when the smile again comes. There's no dying there, there's no fighting there. You should make it there. Your mama, your papa could be there. Take note could be there. And we might sing this song to remind you of the hope we had. You should make it. You should make it. When finally I reach home, that's when we will be home.
Welcome back. Before the song, we were talking about pimples, and Dr. Jiji has given us a simple remedy for pimples, and that is just to simply change your diet, change the way you eat and the kinds of food that you eat, which he recommended that we need to eat more raw or whole foods and not processed and refined foods. Now, moving on from pimples, we want to talk about body odors, because this is also another issue that affects young people. As we grow, we sweat a lot, and with that comes different body scents. Now, what do you have to say about that?
Now, on body odor, it's very funny because you notice that boys actually sometimes, when they're not told, they tend to smell. Okay? It's because you find that their hair, when they realize that they've got hair here, and something is coming up, and something is coming up somewhere, and you will notice that the hair in here tends to become whitish, not even gray. Eh?
But white.
Yeah, because they don't shave. Mostly girls are told to shave at an early stage, but boys don't shave. So you find that when they sweat, it becomes catastrophic. It becomes, you can even move your nose, on the other side. It's because the smell is so bad of the sweat, but naturally, sweat is not very smelly.
Okay.
Sweat,
That's
when you are normal, when your colony is clean, sweat is not smelly.
Okay.
But what smells is what you find on the skin. Because when it comes out, it finds that there's dirt already in the armpits, on the skin, you are dirty, you don't bath. And, boys don't like bathing. That's a challenge you have. Then girls who like bathing and they like shaving, but they've got body odor, is because of the same thing I talked about, whether the colon is not clean. And so when the colon starts to suck back, then it releases the odor from the skin. It's part of the process. Now, the other thing also is the stomach. Sometimes people have got bad breath at that age. You see what I mean? You can't even sit next to me because when it's it becomes ish. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you will notice that you need to eat foods like garlic. Like in the previous night, a lot of people don't like garlic. They say, I don't like garlic.
Because it makes your mouth smell.
Exactly. So garlic, when you eat it in the evening, chew it there, then sleep.
Chew it raw?
Yes, raw.
Okay.
When you chew it raw, you sleep. In the morning, you're going to have a perfect breath.
Without brushing your teeth?
Without brushing your teeth. That's why you see these other people of ours, they're able to kiss each other at that, but you're not supposed to kiss, eh? You're still young. Now, in an African setup, it's very difficult to find there's a white thing coming out. But nevertheless, you will notice that you can have a good breath and speak comfortably to your friend because you took care of that. So it is important that our body should be kept clean, and you should shave, and make sure that your inside is also clean. Don't depend on raw on. And don't depend on these perfumes,
deodorants
and everything else. Because sometimes some people, when they put raw on, it becomes a more disaster than because of the dirt and the raw on, and it's just something else. So basically, keep yourself clean, bath regularly, and make sure you irrigate your colony and clean your system. Then you're good to go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Now let's move on to hormonal imbalances, which comes, we know, with mood swings. And I believe that's one of your favorite things to talk about.
Yes, that one I was, because when it comes to hormonal imbalance, girls,
especially.
Yes, especially. You have find that when you start growing up, because when does a girl develop breasts? Okay? You find that it's above 10, okay,
10-ish,
11,
12, yeah.
12, okay, up to about 18. You're still growing. Sometimes you have one breast growing faster than the other. Don't get worried. It's very normal. The other one will catch up. But then the period, you find that today it's a challenge because at 7, even at 8, girls have got breasts. Okay? It's because of a hormonal imbalance. Okay? You find that as early as possible they have periods. They start menstruating, you know? Then you find that that's a challenging issue because that has to do with diet. Okay? Because of what they feed when they are younger or when they're in the stomach, in the womb of the mother, they tend to feed them wrong things that give them different hormones. And actually the challenge with hormones is that they don't die. You see what I mean? Okay. So if you feed a child with milk from a cow, you're actually literally transferring hormones of a cow into a child. Okay? So if you give them milk of a goat, you're actually getting hormones of a goat and putting them in a child. Meaning that the behavior of a child will determine what kind of food they eat.
Wow.
Yeah. For example, if a grown man eats a lot of goat, they behave like a goat. You've seen those people who are goat headers, or is it cattle headers? Like those people who, do they look normal? They just look like a cow and they behave like a cow. It's because of the fact that they eat those things and spend time with them instead of spending time with human beings. Is that what I mean? So basically, we need to feed right in order to balance our hormones. Now, there's a simple remedy that you can do.
Okay.
Okay? Now, the issue is that before I come to the remedy, I need you to understand that hormones are categorized in many things in the body. There are a lot of hormones in the body, but particularly for girls and for boys, there's what we call estrogen as well as progesterone.
Yes.
Okay. Now these are the ones that are responsible for you as a girl to menstruate normally, because there are girls who don't menstruate monthly. There are girls who menstruate probably after 3 months, after 6 months, and the pain that you undergo while it's towards the periods or on the actual day when you want to start periods, that is unnecessary pain. You're not supposed to have those things.
Really?
Yeah. I have actually I have a philosophy that I've taken from the Bible, that I asked the question, did Eve have menses?
Okay.
As a girl, normal, created from the hands of God, you're not supposed to have menses. But why do we have menses today? Like, it's a serious issue. You know, people are even making money off you by selling diapers. Oh, is it pads? So basically, you're not, as a girl created from the image of God, you're not, if you went raw for 1 year, you wouldn't have menses.
Just a raw diet?
Raw diet.
For a whole year? For a whole year,
strictly raw. Meaning there's nothing that should come out. Because when your body releases an egg and it goes into that cycle, ovarian cycle, isn't it? It's supposed to be integrated back into the body because that is the protein, okay? It is supposed to be integrated, but because it is too necessary and it is too dirty, that's why the body releases it and that blood nest and that comes out, okay? Now, if you look at a cow, have you ever seen a cow wearing pads?
No.
Have you ever seen a monkey wearing pads? But they all have cycles. And that's why you find that dogs are on heat. It's because of the same principle. That what happens in the animal happens in the human being. So we really need to understand that our bodies, if you are supposed to have menses, they're not supposed to be painful and they're supposed to be very heavy. It's because you need to discipline what you eat. Okay?
Wow.
So basically, do what we call a 10-day bowel juice therapy.
Okay.
When you do a 10-day bowel juice therapy, whether you've been having pain in your menses, that pain will normalize, it will go away. Because within the 10 days, the bowel juice therapy is able to normalize your hormones and balance them. So your estrogen and your progesterone levels will be normalized and they'll be coming out regularly. And even if, because that's what causes impotence as well, isn't it? People don't, you find that at 24 you can't give birth because you're married. you have those challenges. It's because of hormonal imbalance. Once you
Wow.
normalize your hormones, you give birth because there's no need for you not to give birth.
Your philosophies are just so simple. It's almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I've tried one of your therapies and it has worked personally for me. So
Okay.
this is something that I can also recommend to
Good.
other people.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Please. It's a pleasure.
Well, that's it for today. You are with me, your host, Adela Chikoto. I really hope that you have been blessed by this program and that you have been given new insight. I personally did try one of his therapies and it did work for me. So this is something that is not just, games. So remember, take care of yourselves and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Just am closer to reaching. My brother, my sister, don't give up on faith. Trust you me. Home is not far from here. The long distance we've already covered tells me so. It's only a man, just a man. Before we reach home, soon we'll be gone to our Father's place. We will say goodbye, to the troubles and days. We will smile again when we finally reach our home. The temptations I get turn so adverse. Sometimes I want to give up. Don't wanna drink from this cup. But when I remember all the promises God gave me, I know His words are real, and I don't want to be behind.